You want to see something absolutely disgusting I found out about myself?
What's that?
I broke my wrist like forever ago, like probably 12 years ago. And I found out I can like hyperextend my wrist. So like this is the wrist that I broke. That's like normal, bending it down. This is the one that I broke. That's like weird, right?
That's crazy.
Like I got this watch and I tried to wear it on that wrist and it just felt really weird and I couldn't do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's super weird.
Glad you showed me that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just washing my hands and saw it and I was like, I feel like I haven't told someone about that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome to the podcast that changes the world. Let me do that again.
All right.
Welcome to the podcast that saves the world. One smile at a time. Because smiles can change a life. And maybe your life needs changed at this moment. So we're here to make you smile. And that's our one agenda here. That's our one purpose. So smile a little because your day's going to get better because you just turned on We're Just People podcast.
Yeah. As if they didn't know it was a
Exactly.
podcast.
I mean, you know the title. You pushed it. I'm here. I've got the one and only the master of vocal performance, the editor-in-chief and the overlord of the podcast, Mr. Kilgore. Say yo to the people. Yes.
To the people.
Say yo to the people. And here's what I want to say, though, is that here's what I want to say. Really, honestly, this is what I want to say.
Okay.
I'm going to get to it because this is it.
All right.
I thought we could be civil. Girls expect too much out of guys. But you're just you. I'm just me. We can't do anything else about that fact because we're just people. We're just hard turn.
Dude, that was awesome.
Woo-hoo.
We're just people. We're just people.
Key
We're
change.
just people. Talking with a free soul. And dark chocolates.
That was like going from Annie to our theme song.
Well,
We went full Annie.
yes.
Yeah.
And then we exited the highway and went on a back road and it was our theme song.
Fast and Furious 9, hard turn.
Exactly. Hard turn,
Yep.
screech, and then straight. Our theme song has a little bit of that vibe where we should like be drinking from bottles. I'm not going to specify what liquid might be in there.
Yeah.
And we should be like banging them and we're just,
Cheers.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And spilling as we're
Apple cider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar maybe for our health.
Oh, great.
I'm teasing.
I literally just puked. Apple cider vinegar is so gross.
Oh, it is, and it's a fake. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because I want to create friction. That's what we're going to create tension. That's our new goal with this podcast.
Okay.
Is to say controversial things.
Let's not go there.
Apple cider vinegar is fake. It's a facade. Anyways, okay, never mind. But I'm so excited about this episode number
38.
38. We've done this 38 times, and you know why we've done it? Surely you know the answer. You know why we've done this 38 times? For you.
That's right.
This one's for you.
What a great title.
Yes.
This one's for you.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
That could be it. I'm going to let you... I just smacked my microphone. Listen, if you're new to the podcast and you're wondering when we're going to get into what it is that we do, we're here. This is it.
Yeah.
So buckle up. We're an acquired taste. I'm happy to be here though, and we've got. I'm bubbling with things to talk about.
Great.
I've got lots of things, and we've got some hotline calls I'm pumped about, and I'm really excited. So, I want to say a couple of things before we get going, before the train gets moving. I want to say a couple of things. We have a Patreon account.
Yes.
And the Patreon, how would they go there?
You can go to patreon.com/we'rejustpeople.
Right.
No apostrophe.
Right. Patreon.com/we'rejustpeople. Can we put the website up on the
Of course.
video? But it's PATREON?
PATREON.
.com. Okay. And what you can do there is you can support us.
/
Yes.
We're Just People. Yeah.
You can support us. We've got people that support us monthly, a handful of people. And what that does, it allows us to pay for the hosting fees, the website, and there's other expenses that are involved, aside from our time and all of the effort and all. Right. One day we'll get there. One day we'll get paid for all that. But right now we're just trying to cover expenses. So you can go there and be a monthly supporter. And we've got several people that, just a few people that do support us, and we're so thankful for them. We're so thankful for them. Do you remember their names, Sean?
I do, I think.
Let's do a special shout out. First names.
Brooklyn Malugan.
Or first and last, but let's go with first names.
We're going first names.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yes.
Aaron.
Yes, shout out Aaron.
Peggy.
Yes, shout out Aaron. Peggy.
Anita?
Yes, and Anita.
Yeah.
So you guys are lovely, and you are part of, the CPR, right? They're
Another hard turn, that's fine.
Our noses are pinched, and they're breathing the air into the lungs.
Oh.
Or, if we don't want to be that intimate, it could be some sort of tube and they're squeezing a thing.
Yeah.
And air's coming in, and it's pumping our lungs full of air.
Right.
So thank you for the breath, Brooklyn, Aaron, Peggy, and Anita. And you can breathe into us too by going to patreon.com/we'rejustpeople and supporting us monthly. And there's different tiers, and you get a bonus bop.
You get a bonus bop.
Right. Once a month, a bonus episode for just Patreon people. Okay, I know there's some housekeeping stuff I just got to get to, but we'll come back to some more housekeeping items a little bit later. So how was your week, Sean?
My week was absolutely beautiful.
Was it beautiful?
Yeah.
What was the most beautiful thing about your week, other than this moment right now?
Probably this moment right then, last week.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So between then and now, it's not a lot of beauty.
Not a whole lot. Had some great moments.
Okay.
Hung out with a couple friends.
There you go.
Spent a little bit of time with family.
Yeah.
And it was special in its own way.
I had some especially beautiful moments with my kids, and I think it was inspired from last week's episode.
Good.
And I want to talk about that more. But first, you know what I thought we would do is, so for those of you listening, I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but last week when we with the Hotline Champ, round 3, right, 9:58.
9:58.
Dude, that song is in my head all the time.
That was special.
That was special.
Yeah.
And okay, again, I'm about to say an idea that I'm fully convinced is going to happen. I'm going to see this one through.
Okay.
We have got to record singles, songs from this podcast, record them in a real way, and then release some type of EP to let, just release it and let people. And 9:58, you better believe that's going to be a hot track.
The first LP.
Right. It'll be like the digital you. It'll be it'll be several of the songs that I've done, plus some other ones. But 9:58 will be a hot track.
It'd be the title track. Yeah.
No.
Okay, not the title track.
I'm not going to give it that much glory.
So you put that much thought into this.
I have.
Nice.
Exactly.
Great.
But anyway, so be looking for that drop, album title. Comment and let us know what the title of the album should be. And if you think I'm kidding about that, you're dead wrong. If you think this isn't going to happen, you don't know anything about life.
Okay.
Okay? It's happening. And that's a promise if we get 4 more Patreon supporters.
Oh, okay.
To
So
support
there's
the
a caveat.
time. To support the time that's going to be invested. Okay, so just click the button, link in our bios and all kinds of stuff. You can get there. But anyways, we're going to do that. But last week's episode, it was very reflective about this podcast.
It was.
There was a lot of reflection about it. And I enjoyed it because it was with Britt, a friend who I love and trust, and I know who loves the podcast.
Yeah.
But if that were with someone who wasn't a dear friend, it would have put me through a lot of questioning and concern about what we're doing. But I wonder if you had any thoughts from last week. What did it make you think about with this podcast?
Just specifically with like the process of what we do, or
We were questioning what we should do, feedback, direction, all that kind of stuff. Did it send you into a thought spiral, or did it just kind of nothing?
One big takeaway that I think I got from last week was Britt said that we should talk more about topics.
Yeah.
And I think that would be cool to actually say something worth merit. No, but to actually.
And when you say that, it literally is like, we have not said anything about anything thus far.
No,
and Britt's
it's not like
suggestion
that.
is we should say something about something.
No, instead of spending 2 minutes on every topic, we spend maybe 10 minutes on every topic.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you.
Or just go into more in-depth conversations.
Right.
know?
And I get that.
I think
I'm
that
just
was a good
teasing
idea.
No, yeah.
No, I know.
And I feel the need to keep the thing moving. Hit direct, and it's a little bit my personality, but I don't want to rush, but I also don't want to linger, because sometimes I listen to certain podcasts and they get into a subject that I've lost all interest in, and then they're going to go there for like 30 minutes.
Right.
So anyways, there's some of that.
That makes sense.
But it's made me think there's nothing specific that we're really going to implement this. Well, actually, there is a couple things, but it's made me think, and it was really good. And I absolutely love having Britt on here. It's a whirlwind.
It is.
It's a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Now, he's a close friend. He's probably listening by now. So it's a joyful experience, and it is comfortable. There's an element. It's kind of like when you get on a roller coaster.
Okay.
With someone you don't know, it's scary. But when you get on a roller coaster with like your dad or like a friend,
there's just a level of protection.
There's a level of comfort and protection, but it's still a roller coaster.
Right.
That's what the podcast is like with Britt.
Okay.
So I love it. Yeah. It's a roller coaster. It's wild, but it's like, uncle's there or brother's there, or I'm not saying he's old enough to be my dad. Don't. It's just a comfort figure that I feel, safe with.
Yeah.
He's there, but it was a roller coaster, and I love it. And I love you, Britt.
Now, he did bring up a couple other things, though, too.
Yeah.
About, like, the flow of how we do things.
Right.
Did you want to talk about that, too?
The flow. I don't remember.
Because he said that he didn't really like the hitting the podcast platforms.
Oh, completely disagree. And we will never stop that. So if that was part of what you were entertaining, I'd stop it dead in its tracks.
Okay,
that
great.
was the one thing.
Awesome.
Like, we ain't ever, no, this is really not that big a deal, other than it's the biggest deal.
Okay. Great. Awesome.
I'm committed to, I don't know, it's like the most insignificant thing ever, but the flow of things, it was really good. And I don't want to talk too much about it, but it was just, honestly, it was great. It was a great conversation. And then we got into some great stuff. It was just a great episode.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is a great episode.
This is a better episode.
It's better. You know why? Because every episode gets better.
We're growing.
We're growing.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
The only way is up.
The only way is up. That is right. We've got some hotline calls I want to get to, and I hear that they're interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
They are.
And then I've got something I want to read to you that a listener sent us on Valentine's Day. And I want to read that to you because talk about the woo factor, almost too much woo to be contained.
Yeah.
It was a heart-melting experience.
Yeah. It's like receiving maybe a letter from your secret admirer.
Yes.
There's just something about it that's exciting and exhilarating.
Yes.
And just kind of melts your heart.
Yes.
Makes you realize that what you're doing is right.
So here's my new tactic. I know that people are now dying to hear that letter, but it's like, that's going to be the ice cream. But first, you need your vegetables. Where can we listen?
Great.
We're going to get there, but you're going to have to get through this.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Alexa, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser.
See? Hold your nose and
Yep.
eat it real quick.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. But those are all the things, those are all the places. And conveniently, there's no new cities that tuned in.
There isn't.
This might be the
None.
first time ever that that's happened.
Yeah, it is. Now, I will say that that's just for last week's episode.
Right.
If we look at all of the episodes this past week, 2 new countries
Oh, wow.
tuned in.
What are they?
Lithuania
What?
and Latvia.
Where's Latvia?
No clue.
Okay. Well,
I just read what the algorithm tells me.
thank
know?
you for
So,
tuning
yeah.
in. Countries with an L?
Seriously.
Yes. That's unbelievable. And I had no idea we had such a worldwide appeal, to be honest. There's something about
Yep.
you and me that says worldwide.
Worldwide.
International,
Call us the Pitbull Podcast.
we have an international taste to us.
Yeah. Misters Worldwide.
Yes. That's what we are.
Let's not ever say that again.
Yeah, let's not. But that's amazing. So I want to read this letter. Now I'm going to keep who it's from anonymous.
Oh, wait. I thought we were going to do hotline calls first.
Let's get there in a minute.
Okay.
Let's get to this letter first.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna the person that sent this, I'm gonna keep it anonymous. They put their names, but honestly, when people send stuff in, I'm just a little careful to say who it was from unless they specifically say it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. I don't want to I don't know. I just don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So I'm gonna keep it anonymous. But this was so beautiful. So from last week's episode, you know, we did reach out and say, let us know what you think, you know? Let us know, you know, how you feel about the podcast, no matter where you're listening from, possibly even.
Mais Hu Guangdong. Or Lithuania.
Right, or
Yeah.
Lithuania or Latvia.
Or Mais Hu Guangdong.
Right.
Guangdong.
Yes, and so,
Guangdong.
but this letter was sent, and again, I can't set this up enough. It came at a time where I was in need of breath in the lungs,
Yeah.
right? And this was breath in the lungs mixed with like a little bit of, Fun Dip.
Yeah. I remember Fun Dip.
Right. Now, that sounds like a bad thing to ingest in your lungs, but just imagine it as a tasty enhancement. It was like breath. It was like someone who had just eaten a bunch of Fun Dip breathed into the lungs.
Yeah, if I look back at my childhood in the times that I had Fun Dip, I don't think I can ever recall a bad day.
Oh, no.
Ever.
Not at all. And then you do it, and then you eat the stick
Yeah.
to end it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting Fun Dip after this. And Big League Chew.
Oh man. How about Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape?
Oh, bubble tape. Fruit by the foot. Roll up. Anyways.
There's the jam.
Yes.
Gushers.
Oh, my gosh. Now, food like that literally makes me hurt after I eat it. It makes me hurt. Pizza makes me hurt.
Pizza makes you hurt?
Like
Man, I feel for you, man. That
everything
that's
makes
not
me
good.
hurt that's not healthy. That's just where I am in life. Anyways, I want to get to this letter.
cool.
Happy Valentine's Day. It says, what do I love about thee? Let me count the ways. Again, my heart right now, temperature's increasing. It's beginning to reach melt. You know, it's like a candle and the wax it's beginning to melt. Let me count the ways. Number one, I love the random mystery guests, that element of surprise. Who will I get to meet this week? By the end of the show, I feel like I made a new friend.
Isn't that awesome?
That is so awesome. But at this current moment, I'm like, there's not a mystery person.
Oh, well,
You know what? I'm willing to do this. I love having an additional person. Specifically, I would love to, I like when there's a female voice in the room. right?
Yeah.
For that tone. It's just good.
Right.
I'll take volunteers. Let's try this out. You want to be on the podcast? You want to be the surprise guest? Specifically, if you have a female voice, maybe if you're a male and you have a really high voice, but just to add to the dynamic, volunteer, let us know. Email, text the number, 405-265-6706.
That's right.
If you're within our area and you can make it out, Monday nights-ish, then let us know. Let's try this out. We'll run through some people, have some mystery guests, because what I am bad at doing is asking people in advance, and I think about it anyways. But I'm open. I'm willing. Come be on the podcast as that mystery guest that sits next to Sean and has a female tone to their voice.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get through this. Well, no, we don't. This is beauty. This is beautiful. And so there's no rush here. The number 2 is, I love the random songs. Now, that got me.
Then they went on.
Because I need the improv songs.
Hits deeper,
The
right?
personalized songs.
There you go. It was like each layer.
Yes.
Being.
Of songs I've sung.
Yep.
Or that have been sang.
Yeah. Or it's like affirmation in every level. So it's like, I don't just love the songs. I love the random songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love the improv songs, the personalized songs.
Yes. And let me just say, those come from my heart. And that's a vulnerable thing to do. To write a song and sing it for you. How many songs have been written for you in your life? I bet you can count them by counting the amount that I've written for you. I mean, legitimately. I hit the microphone again. 99.9% of people, the total amount of songs that have been written totally with only you in mind is the amount that I've written for you. I've written you songs. I love you. And I love you, Sean. And they're for you too.
Thank you.
Okay. On top of being light and fun, it's an amazing gift. It is a gift to you. Number 3, you want to read this one?
Yeah. I love the random conversations. Not rehearsed, just real.
Yes.
Plus, that gnawing feeling that if I turn this off, I know I'll miss something.
See, that is so good because it makes me think, yeah, they want to hear what's coming up.
That there's substance.
Right, that there's substance. Now, I love the random conversation. That empowers me to be random. Sorry, Britt.
Heart turns.
No, I'm kidding. Number 4. Okay, read this one, sir.
Okay.
Read this one. And you need to listen up, Britt.
I love that there's no theme. Most podcasts have themes.
Okay. This is like I receive it fully as a compliment, but there's also a little bit tone of, is this good?
Yeah.
It is good, and I know that this is a thing that you genuinely think is good about this, and I think it's good, and I love it. And really, Britt he just wanted to hear from the people. And if people love this, that's what he's for.
Right.
So I know I'm being funny about challenging Britt, but it's not that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
They go on to say, whose life is a theme anyway?
Exactly.
Life's an adventure.
Yeah, it is.
So is your podcast.
Boom.
Who knows where it'll end up?
See?
Who knows?
Right. It is an adventure. It's like an episode of Dora the Explorer.
Okay. You said Explora.
I know, because I like to rhyme. Or I like it to, I feel like
that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what it's like, an episode of you just don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Number 5, I'll read this so you can hear it.
I'm visualizing.
Yes. Number 5.
Yep.
I love Sean's voice.
Just take a moment of silence.
See,
That hit deep.
And I do too.
That
You've
hit
got a
deep.
great voice. That does hit. Okay, number 6. I love the Hotline Champ episodes. Shout out to Britt.
Yep.
Besides the fact that you're going to laugh out loud, he likes to reevaluate things and challenge.
See, that was almost like that sandwich.
Yes.
Just the theme thing. Now we're getting back to the bread.
That
Yep.
is correct. That
Yeah.
is correct. I like the randomness, but it's okay to rethink and challenge things. Okay, go ahead.
I love the female vibe in the room. It's nice to hear both sides. Plus, we're just good to have around.
Okay, that's cute.
Yeah,
That's cute. And obviously this came from a female.
I would hope so.
But I agree. I agree that it's just a different perspective and it's a different dynamic of voice for you to hear if you're listening. So we'll work on that. Volunteer. Let us know. And
Yeah.
if you think we won't, if you think we will follow through, that's all I'm going to say. All right. But let us know, because I never know if anybody actually wants to do this. So reach out. I love that sometimes I hear things that challenge me.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
That's awesome. That means you can learn something from our podcast.
We are an educational podcast that also solves crime. Number 9.
Exactly.
I love that sometimes I laugh out loud. See, our main bread and butter is giggles, but every once in a while, we hit that LOL.
We hit that LOL.
Right.
That's right, man.
Go ahead.
Number 10, I love that 10 out of 10. I know the podcast is going to make me smile.
That one, more than any of them, is what I mean, hits the spot. Because
You know what I just realized?
what?
We're a 10 out of 10.
We are.
a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we are. I don't exactly know where you're going, but I'm right there with you.
No. This podcast is 10 out of 10.
That's correct. And
I don't know, it's not like I ever didn't think that.
we are 10 out of 10.
We're 10 out of 10.
And that question was number 10.
And it was number 10.
So we're 10, 10, 10.
The stars aligned.
And I will say that it hit the best because that's exactly my goal. That is precisely the goal of this podcast, is to make you smile. Thank you for saying that. Number 11, I love that you're blessed that I listen to the podcast. Now that one hits too,
Yeah.
because someone knows that it means a lot. It's an element of feeling understood. I
Right.
really am. It warms my heart. And I know who wrote this, but for everyone, it warms my heart to know that you listen. It really does. Go ahead.
Number 12, I love the hard turns.
See? The hard turns.
Yep. Vin Diesel, cranking it.
Right.
Number 13,
Go ahead.
I love hearing about your day because it opens up random discussions. Usually things we deal with too. Maybe even help us appreciate our day just a little bit better.
So maybe we'll talk about that more. That's good. I love this. Number 14, I love the interaction and how you include, involve, and give that feeling your audience is in the room with you. See, that's another just total, because that's what I want. This thing's got to be inclusive. It's got to be interactive.
See, this is the group conversation podcast.
Exactly.
Everyone's involved.
Right. Everybody's involved. And we have another element and layer of involvement we're about to get to. And it's going to require some fun action. I'm going to read this last one. I know it's your turn, but I just want to do
It's
this
all right.
one.
You go for
Number
it.
15, the final one. And this is,
Podcast of sharing.
everyone needs to get ready for their heart to be wooed. Woo, 15. I love that every Thursday morning I can take a break and sit with friends.
How cool is that?
I love it so much. This was special. It was special.
It's a big deal. I feel like we're at the Oscars.
Yes, we are. I'd like to thank you for the letter. I know you put a lot of time into this that you sent us, and I appreciate so much. There you go.
Perfect.
How about that? How about that?
When did you record that?
What do you mean?
When did you just record that? That was a great song. Yeah, when did you record that?
I didn't record
That pre-recorded?
It's a sample from GarageBand. Oh, the song. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was improv. The improv songs. They love it. And I
Yep.
just gave you one. And
Yeah.
again, however many songs that you've previously calculated have been written for you, add another one.
Yep. That's it.
Because that one was for you. All right. Yes, Mr. Sean, let's go to a call here. Honestly, that little way of singing that I just did,
Yep.
that like long, more opera, Oscar-esque, I really like that. We might get back to that.
Let's do that.
Okay, here we go. This is Jonathan from Little Rock. Jonathan, thank you for calling. We love you. And by the way, you can call the hotline, and that's how you can get involved. That's how we can participate. Call 405-265-6706. Call the hotline. Call the hotline. Call the hotline. Call the hotline.
Yeah.
You think that helped? All the extra ways I said
Call
it?
the hotline.
Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Jonathan from Little Rock.
Hey, this is Jonathan out of Little Rock, Arkansas, actually. I'm the brother of Aaron, the Yam Man.
Whoa. Explosive news.
That is explosive.
Big things happening. The brother of Aaron, the Yam Lord, the Lord of Yams,
The trickster of all tricksters.
the master of memes.
Yep.
Hey, we need a new meme, by the way. But anyways, Jonathan, all right, what's up, man?
Actually, this is my first time actually doing one of these voicemails, so that's pretty cool. As to what I know a lot. Actually, did you know that ostriches are the only bird that have 3 stomachs? Anyway, peace on that for a little while. Peace.
Wow. First of all, I will say, I don't know if it's younger brother, older brother. Do you want to take a guess?
I'm going to take a guess and say younger brother.
Okay, I was going to say that too. Voice is, a little less aged,
Yeah.
but I'll also say that the rich vocal inflection, it's not as strong as with Aaron, but it's still there.
But it's there.
It is
it's
there.
present.
It is present.
Yeah.
It's like there's a delivery to it. So Jonathan, thank you for calling. Now, apparently at some point we asked, what do you know? And he answered the question.
That's because on our hotline, whenever you call it, the voice, like the thing that you talk to at the
Yes.
beginning before
Yeah.
it beeps, is me saying, "Tell us what you know."
Ah,
Yeah.
got it. So ostriches have 3 stomachs. First of all, you've made all of our lives better by informing us of that.
Seriously.
Because knowledge equals better.
It's the podcast where you learn things.
Yeah, and we solve crime.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
So ostriches have 3 stomachs. Okay, I am gonna chew on that. I don't know that I have a direct opinion on that right now, but I wonder if it's an organizational type thing. I don't know if they're
Like one for junk food, one for
Right.
good food, and then
right
one for
or the major people groups. Or no, I'm sorry, the major food groups
turned into a
which
horror
are
movie
you
real
go into a gas station. Major food groups are some type of beef jerky.
Yep.
Some type of sweets, like sour kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
some kind of chocolate,
Yeah.
right? And then I guess there'd be another one with like a chip category. But
Yeah.
anyways, so maybe that's what happens in the ostrich stomach.
Maybe.
3 stomachs. I wonder if you lose one if it. Anyways, I'm gonna Google that because I want to see it. I want to see a diagram of it.
Me too.
Do ostriches scare you?
I think they scare me because I heard like a horror story forever ago about an ostrich eating someone's finger because they put it through the gate at the zoo.
Eesh.
I've heard they're mean.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I've heard that.
Okay, so my dreams will be haunted by ostriches. Haunted. Should we go to the second hotline call right now?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's a back-to-back. Because guess who we got? We got the brother of the brother.
Yep.
We had Jonathan Yam, and now we got Aaron Yam. What does he have to say?
I don't care what he's told you. The ostriches are a lie.
Oh,
Well, that settles it.
that does.
That settles it. Let me just say, I appreciate the call. I really do. And more of you should call because I love you. Okay.
All right.
Breaking news. I will say this. One housekeeping item. Our t-shirt is for sale. You can use
Ooh.
code WJP25
Okay.
and you get 25% off our t-shirt.
No brainer.
Which I'm wearing right now. We're just people. It's the Free Soul Tour tee. And logo tee. Anyways, buy it on our website, we'rejustpeoplepodcast.com.
Yeah.
Go on the store, and there's some sizes left, but they're moving. So we want to get these out of the shelf, right?
Yes.
And on your bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. And so buy a shirt, 25% off. WJP25. If you haven't bought one, go and do that.
Yeah. If you like the podcast, do us a favor and rep it.
That's a way
You know?
to support us. The one other little housekeeping thing I'll say is one way that you can help the podcast too is by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's kind of like, LinkedIn. I don't even know what LinkedIn is, but if you got a lot of followers or whatever you do on LinkedIn, people look at you and say, "Oh, they're legit." Well,
Yeah.
the more reviews and stuff we have on Apple Podcasts, the more people check us out and say, "That's a legit podcast. That's worth listening to." So leave a review on Apple Podcast. Even if you're watching on YouTube, jump over there, subscribe, leave a review. Even if you listen on Spotify, jump over to Apple, leave a review, and do that.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, now let's get back to a couple of things here. We talked about ostriches.
We did.
I have this craving for... Now, I got to say this. We have a dog.
Okay.
His name is Jax.
Yep.
And he's a little guy. And I forgot what he is. Like a Yorkie or something.
He's a tiny dog.
He's tiny, right.
Yeah.
And I don't like him that much. I'll just be honest.
Okay.
He's okay. He's
Yeah.
okay.
But he probably likes you the most.
It's kind of sick and twisted, but yeah, that's kind of the way it is.
That's typically how it works.
But I'm not like mean to him, nothing like that. He's fine. He's
Yeah.
fine.
He's a dog.
He's fine. But I have found this desire. I want another dog.
Ooh.
I want a dog. Part of it is I didn't pick that dog. I'm just going to be real honest. That's part of it. But also, I would not choose a little dainty thing.
I see you as like a big dog type person.
Right, I'm a big dog. But I went and looked a little. You know what I really want?
What?
Is I want a dog that I can raise, but then put out at the ranch
Yeah.
and be my ranch dog.
That'd be
I
awesome.
want to get a herding dog, an Australian cattle dog. I
Oh.
want to get like a red healer.
Ooh.
It's a healer, but like a more of a blonde.
Yeah.
I want to get a red healer. And I looked at some, and there's some cute ones, man.
yeah.
I might get one, and but I got to have something with some size.
Yeah.
Right? And he's got to be like a old boy.
yeah.
This little dainty dog. I mean, they put outfits on him. Right
Yeah.
now, he's got like a turtleneck on,
Oh, jeez.
like a sweater and a car. That's just not.
Yeah.
And he's dainty, and I want some substance, and I want him to have some authority. Right?
yeah. That's like
so-
my dog. My
Really?
dog. Do you know I have a dog?
I didn't even know you had a dog.
I have a dog. He's a pit bull, and he's about 13 years old.
What?
Yeah.
You own a pit bull?
I do.
I did not know that.
Yeah. His name is Rufus,
Wow.
and he's getting really old. He is a red-nosed pit, full blood, and
What?
yeah, and he is getting to the age to where he's turning gray. And it's kind of sad because his back legs kind of stopped working, and so has to get up really, really slow, and he drags his feet, and it's super sad. But he's the most lovable dog in the world. And I've had small dogs before, but having a bigger dog is just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love bigger dogs.
Yes.
I'll never go back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing I love, and I want this dog to be one that, I raise and then get him, because I don't want to put him out at the ranch. My dad's got a place out about an hour away from here. It's a 40-acre. We've got some animals out there and some different stuff. We do stuff out there. So, but I won't put him out there till he's about 9 months old, because it's a beautiful, like paradise for a farm dog, right?
Yeah.
Paradise. But, I mean, there's coyotes, there's things. And
It needs to defend himself.
Exactly. So, but I just want him to be out there, be my, because when I go out there, Dad's got a couple dogs, ranch dogs. He's got one,
Is it Chibs?
that's one, it's a Catahoula leopard.
Okay.
And then he's got Teller,
Teller.
who
That's
is
right,
a
yeah.
mix of a blue heeler and an Australian shepherd, I think.
Okay.
And And Teller just, you drive the gator around, you're doing the chores around the ranch.
Yeah.
And Teller just hops on. He just rolls with you.
That is awesome.
He just rolls, like doing chores. He'll get out when you're doing stuff. And honestly, we got like many donkeys. He'll even like help kind of get them in if you're trying. I mean, he's a great dog.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want. I want an old boy that's gonna, that's gonna be dirty and dusty, not have many baths.
Oh yeah, dude. That's my dog, man. That's Rufus. He'll follow me around every time I'm home.
Love it.
And then if I get down on his level, he even come in for a big hug.
Right.
He's just big enough you can wrap your whole arms around him. And he'll put his neck up all on you.
Oh
and
man,
lick your face. It's awesome.
I love that. I love it. And see, my dog Jax, it feels like he was made out of already eaten buffalo wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Like someone's, couple legs,
paper clips and rubber bands.
right, and mixed with the bones from buffalo wings. He's great. He's beautiful.
Yeah,
great dog. But did you ever have a special pet other than this pit bull?
I'm glad you asked because there was I have owned dogs my whole life, and we had multiple dogs growing up, and so I always had my own dog growing up. And there was one time I had an animal other than a dog.
Really?
Yes. So I was in 5th grade.
Now, where you might go with this, other than dog, it could get strange.
Think about the furthest thing away from a dog, and we'll go there.
The very next step is cat, but I'm assuming...
The furthest away. The farthest you could imagine.
All right.
So in 5th grade, there was a project that we had in science class in school, and it was taking care of hermit crabs. And I think the project lasted a couple weeks, and they just stayed in class. And at the end of the project, we had the opportunity to put our names in a jar, and if your name got drawn, you could take one home.
Oh, wow.
And my name got drawn. And let me tell you, that was an exciting day. I was so pumped. Yes. To take home the little terrarium with the little hermit crab. I was pumped, dude.
Okay, what's the difference between a hermit crab and a crab?
Hermit crabs are super duper tiny.
Oh, okay.
They live in like a snail shell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you took it home, and then what? Tell me about the exhilarating relationship after you took it home.
Okay, so my 5th grade self wasn't very good at taking care of hermit crabs. And you can imagine where this went.
Yeah.
But poor old Hermit.
Yeah, is that what you called him?
I think so.
Okay.
And poor old Hermit lasted probably about a week and a half.
Oh,
and
nice.
The day that Hermit passed was a particularly hard day for me.
Oh, yeah.
And owing to the fact that I didn't really take care of him that much and didn't spend any time with him.
Did you realize it at that time, though, that it was like basically 100% your fault that it died? Did that really not register?
I don't think it did, no.
Okay, yeah. It was just a sad occasion.
It was a sad occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I learned a lot through that experience about taking care of animals. And I remember crying a whole lot over Hermit, and it was a big deal to me.
Man.
But looking back now, I don't think I spent more than an hour with that animal over a week and a half.
And then the hour that you spent with it, I'm still curious as to the specific events that happened.
A tap on a terrarium cage. What relationship does one have with a fish?
Exactly.
Okay, it's not like you pick it up and hold it and hug it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's special. That's special.
I would liken it to a relationship with a goldfish.
Right. How much is a hermit crab?
I think you can get one for pretty cheap.
Really?
Less than $5.
Less than $5.
Probably.
You know what?
Maybe more.
What about when we hit 200 subscribers? The treasure chest of funds from the podcast will buy you a hermit crab.
I don't want that.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
Had my hermit crab once. I'm good with it. You know what? Hermit crabs stink too.
Oh, really?
I remember that vividly.
Okay.
Hermit crabs stink really bad.
Well, then we won't get one.
And I'm not attuned to bad smells.
But if they sell them on Amazon, link in the description.
Oh.
Doubt they do.
Every one of you can own a hermit crab today for the small price of...
Yes.
Yeah.
well, there's that. You know what I've been doing recently
What?
is I have been, okay, here's what I've noticed. I've been pursuing passions lately
Okay.
of different kinds.
Yeah.
And I'm on a little bit of a break right now,
Right.
just with work and stuff. But I've been pursuing passions. Now, specifically, I can talk about those, and they've all been interesting. Well, I mean, like you helped me out with, I bought a camera.
Right.
And I bought that little Sony, and you were Master Yoda, and I was learning, and
I don't know about that,
and
but
still are,
sure.
and then that just unlocked this passion for visual, for
Yeah.
visual arts or whatever you want to say,
Right.
and just the way that we see the world and trying to capture it, and just art. It's been so rewarding. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
Unlocking that artistic avenue and pursuing that passion, right? Where there's not the pressure of, does pursuing this also equal making money,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
that I can tell that hit.
That definitely hit.
And it's so refreshing, and it's a genuine passion that I've unlocked at 35. I've always been interested in art and photography and video, but just never gone there. Didn't have the time. And again, that pursuit, I couldn't really see that equaling money because my plate is full, but I bought the camera, started taking pictures of random stuff. My Instagram feed is now me posting my dumb pictures that mostly are, farm related. But it is, the expression of that brings fresh life in me. I can't describe it quite.
Well, as much as I'm not on social media,
Yeah.
one thing that I think is amazing about social media is that if you look through someone's timeline of photos specifically, you see kind of a timeline of events in that person's life.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're looking at a snapshot of who they are. And in a way, it's kind of beautiful because you see, if it's the right person, you see the good times and you see maybe the not so good times, and it may come out in creative ways,
Right.
Or whatever it may be. But it's almost like you're viewing the story of someone's life,
right.
through photos or whatever it may be, and whatever
Yeah.
social media platform it is. And I think it's cool, and something that's honestly kind of cool about what you've been doing specifically, and we didn't call for this or write this down, is I think it's extremely evident that in all of your photography that you've done so far, at least what I've seen in the month or two that you've been doing it, it's cool from my eyes to see somebody who's passionate about it to the point where you can see vivid and exponential attention to detail.
Yeah.
And I think it's evident that the creative side of you that is pursuing this is revealing itself,
Man.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
I looked at Instagram for the first time today in a while, and I actually saw the photo that you posted, the black and white photo with these couple horses in the background shot through the fence at an angle.
Yeah.
And there was just some really cool contrast to the black and white. The blacks were pretty black, and the whites were pretty hot. And there was it was like a visual story. It's funny when people first start taking photos, there's really no rhyme or reason to anything.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this awesome photo of a flower that I took, and which is fine, and that's great. But as a person pursues it more and more and more, and develops a mental acuity for color and what color can bring out in an image, and composition and different ways to pursue angles and shooting through things.
Right.
You can see kind of their visual process of how they're seeing this image, and it comes to life more than it does looking straight at a flower and taking a photo of it.
Right. Absolutely.
That was a really drawn out.
But that was well articulated, and that's awesome. Dude, I know that you're not big on, you don't love social media that much as far as, you on it, but I want to see more creative expression of yours.
Yeah.
I do. I think now that's part of what you do.
Right.
But anyways, I want to so pursuing passions, and it's not even been just photography. I've been on like a kick. I've been drawing more.
Right.
And that's something I used to do as a kid. And so I've been doing that more. And there's a zone that you get into that it just is, it's refreshing to hit that lane again. And so I've been drawing and doing that. And then lately, just the other week, I talked about it a little bit last week, I went to Home Depot and bought some tools.
Right.
And I've been getting into like kind of a little bit of woodworking stuff. Mm-hmm. And I've got my son, me and Boston, we worked on something, but now we're building him a desk, like a little desk for his room.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I have this thing where, you know me, when I do something, and sometimes this is to my fault, but I always like to do it with like something different.
Right.
Like a unique, it's just got to be different. So in my head, I'm like, I want to build this whole thing with no power tools. Nothing, no electric anything.
Build it's like a side table or whatever you're building.
A desk for him.
A desk with no power tools.
Nothing. So
Good luck.
using like a handsaw.
Yeah.
Chisels, hand planes.
Wow.
All of that kind of stuff. Just wood glue, doing
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And so that's what we're doing. And
That's
so
cool.
I've been covered in sawdust the last couple of days.
Yeah, and I bet your forearms and biceps are just tore up.
They are. They legitimately are. And but it has been so amazing.
Yeah.
And pursuing that again, it's not related to. There's no pressure.
Woodworking is awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Let me just say, it's awesome.
Years ago, I had a creative bout with woodworking.
Really?
Yes. There's an old friend of mine. An old friend of mine owns a construction company, and he did woodworking on the side. And it was something I was interested in just doing on the side, as like a creative outlet.
Right.
And he did all sorts of different projects. It was literally like he would come home from work, he would eat dinner with his wife, and he would just go out in the garage and make stuff.
Yeah.
And so for about 2 or 3 months, I would go over to his house every day and just help him with whatever project he was doing.
That's awesome.
And it was amazing. And for a short season, he was almost like a mentor in my life.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And I remember at the end of, our bout of, us working together like that, one of the final projects that we did was make an end table.
Yeah.
And he didn't tell me that we weren't making it for anyone but me.
Oh,
and
wow.
We did I forget exactly what form of woodworking it is, but we did like this crisscross pattern. I'll have to take a picture of it and put it on the video podcast. But we did this crisscross pattern with redwood, and then we did an oak border around the side of the table.
Oh man.
We used galvanized piping for the support for the table, and made the end and everything, and sanded
so
it all
cool.
down. It was so cool. I like hand sanded every one of the pieces myself.
Yes.
And then at the very end, I came on the last day, and he was like, just if you turn this on the upside down. And then he made up a name for us together. If we were just a made up name for us together, if we ever started a woodworking company.
Yeah.
And it said product number 1 of 1. And he gave it to me, and it was really special.
That is so awesome.
Yeah. It was
See,
really
that
cool.
just inspired me so much. And to be honest, who knows? You know what I want to do? I'm going to build this desk. What I want to do next, because I feel like using power tools. Now I have no grounds to even have an opinion with anything about wood or tools. Let me just throw that out there. But I feel like when you use just your hands, there's more of an art to it and more love in it.
Sure.
Now it's just me, but. Because I want to make like a box or something that's made out of just, dovetail ends that come together, and I want to get precise. Who knows? Maybe that'll become a We're Just People product.
Maybe.
A box handmade by me.
Yeah.
Nice wood. Now let me just say, the box will be expensive because that will take me a lot of time.
Right.
But it could, super fans. the champions, the
Yeah.
super yams, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they'll want a totally custom, handmade something from me. We'll see. I use this saw, this little Japanese pull saw. You seen
Okay.
one of those?
Probably. I just can't picture it in my head.
It is the best. So much better than the typical American handsaw.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's incredible. Amazon link, buy it. If you
Great.
need a saw and they're cheap, it's like $35 and it's the best saw I've ever used. And it's the one saw I've used, but I've watched lots of videos that say it's the best saw they've used and they've used lots of saws. Okay.
All right, great.
Link in the description, go buy it. But woodworking, it's been beautiful. Here's what I'm getting to. We're going to circle all the way back to the Enneagram.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yes.
Enneagram, right?
Great.
So, and what number are you again?
I think I'm a 5.
Okay. What I am is perfectly even, an 8-7.
Yeah.
So 8 is like the challenger, and then 7 is like the adventure.
Right.
And 8-7. And honestly, I've been thinking, and I feel like for such a long period of time in my life, I have leaned on that 8 part of me. Mm-hmm. And that's what's I've leaned into to make a career, to get things done. And it's been like that challenger, and I've lived in that
Right.
for so long. And it's part of me, and it serves me well. But I just feel like that, and I'm not like a devoted Enneagram person. I'm just using this because people might understand it. But that 7 part, that adventure, that desire to experience things,
Right.
has just gotten buried. And the challenger part has really driven me so far. And so it's like I'm taking a break and letting that subside a little, that challenger, and letting that 7 part of me come out because it's been suppressed. And you know that feeling when you realize there's a part of you that's been suppressed for a long time,
Yeah.
and then you re-engage it? That's what's going on with me right now.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I've just realized that in my core, I am someone who seeks adventure. But I also deal with a lot of just fear.
Yeah.
Some of it's, and most of it's an irrational kind of fear. Some people may know this or not if they're like longtime listeners. I have like a panic disorder. So there's things that I'm afraid of that aren't rational. And it's stuff that I've dealt with this for long time.
Yeah.
So I felt like through the years, that adventure-seeking part of me has been suppressed, partly because I've leaned on that 8, but also because there's been a good amount of fear that's held that at bay.
Right.
And so I've been working on that and am working on that. And part of what's happening is it's allowing that adventure part of me that desires new things and experiences is starting to blossom a little bit. And by pursuing your passion. So listen, if you recognize a part of you that's been suppressed, think back on your life and think about the things you've enjoyed over the years, the things that truly made you happy. Maybe there's parts of you that you've leaned on to get things done, to make money, to move forward. But maybe it's time to take a small break from that, or not press as hard, and let those other parts of you develop. Maybe it's time with people. Maybe you've worked yourself into a corner where your whole life is pretty isolated.
Yeah.
And it's been out of pretty much necessity. But you remember how fun and replenishing it is to be around people. Take that step. I'm doing it. And it's scary and it's kind of weird and it's odd, but I'm leaning into it and it's refreshing. So I want to encourage you to do that too.
Do you find that you understand those irrational fears maybe more, that you're letting the other part of you come up? Or maybe are more in touch with them?
That's a good question. I would say that I don't know that they're exactly... I would say that the more I'm working on understanding, and I've been working on this for years and years and years,
Yeah.
but understanding the fears and the how they're irrational. And then I think here's part of it is sometimes I would let those things I struggle with would put a damper on everything in my life. Meaning, well, I struggle with all this stuff, and so I think about everything I can't do because of it.
Right.
And I miss out on a bunch of things I actually can do.
Right.
That these fears or whatever I deal with doesn't actually hinder me from, but the fears just, it puts this blanket just weight on things.
Right.
And so it kind of just blinds me from what I actually could do. So part of it is realizing, okay, I struggle with these things and maybe I'm not going to do this, but when I get determined and I've identified that hunger to pursue passion, I find things that I can do. And even with the things I struggle with, I still can do these and always could. I just didn't go there because it was always such a downer to know that, these things hold me back from so many things that I wish I could do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I think it does. So what you're saying is that fear puts kind of a blanket over your life, and being more in touch with the creative side of you has made you realize how beautiful your life really is.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I've also realized that that's who I am as well, is I'm a creative.
Yeah.
And so everybody's creative on some degree, whatever. Everybody is. I'm not trying to say I'm some special,
Everyone has their own niche.
Exactly. Niche. But I've realized that creative expression is critical for my well-being. Meaning I need to daily be outputting creativity. And that's not for everybody. It's not the way everybody is. But creativity needs to somehow be expressed every day, because it's part of me. It's like running, for health. It's just part of what makes me tick. And so I found trying to find different ways to do that. And hopefully you can do the same. If you're listening or if you're watching, try to be intentional about it. Give yourself a break, create a little space. Don't be judgmental, and maybe it's not some highly skilled thing, maybe you knit, maybe you used to knit and you can't, and maybe all you can knit is like a glove that's, accidentally only got 4.5 fingers and it's too small for anybody. You know what? I would love that glove.
Me too.
And I would find a way to wear it. I would put it on a necklace because it's special.
That's a great idea.
If you made it and it came from a place of passion. I want to know what passion things you're pursuing, and I want to see them. Send us pictures or send us things.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, should we do a little dovey dove?
We absolutely should.
Should we dove? Let's dove.
I think that's a great idea. Capital idea.
Capital idea. Am I going to go first?
Yeah, because I'm unwrapping mine. And it's been sitting on a hot computer, so it's
awesome.
Nice and melted.
Awesome. Let's see. Should we do it to music or not?
Sure.
All right. Hey, you, person, individual, male, female. This is your Dove Love. Laugh it off. That's it. Laugh it off. Because sometimes it's not that serious, but if it's too serious, you can just laugh it off. Because you can find joy in almost anything. Something's always kind of funny about whatever it is. Even if it's serious and sad, you can just laugh it off. You can just laugh it off.
Oh, is this transitioning to me now?
Yep.
Okay, great. Be the sculptor of your dreams.
Yes.
Doesn't that go in tune with what we just said?
You can just laugh it off.
And you can be the sculptor of your dreams.
And yeah, It goes with what we were just talking about.
And it may not look perfect at first,
Yeah.
but you sculpt it into something beautiful.
You're singing the best I've ever heard you sing. If you ever said you didn't have a voice, you're lying.
That's about all I've got. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Minutia.
A minute calibration of his voice.
A nanosecond in time.
An atom or a neuron of his voice
The nucleus of an atom.
that's rated highly on audible.com.
Actually the opposite, but that's okay.
But back then, whoever was rating was also wearing a fedora.
That's correct.
How long should we do this?
I'm thinking a nanosecond longer.
A minutia of a millipede.
Yes.
Centipedes, millipedes, I've always scared, but they said they're not scary.
Have we retained our audience to this moment? I think not.
Retention on this podcast is so good. It's one of our best stats, along with how many weekly subscribers.
Oh,
Okay, well, that was that.
great.
Well, we love you,
We do.
and we love doing this. I hope you have a good week. I'm going to blow a kiss.